Good morning. I'm George Latimer, Westchester County Executive, and welcome to Willson Woods Pool Complex in the city of Mount Vernon, a county-owned complex that today we're relaunching our wave pool, which has been under some reconstruction over the last year. And we're very happy to be able to officially kick off our season here at this pool. I'm joined by our Deputy County Executive, Ken Jenkins, also by some of our key commissioners, the Commissioner of Parks, Recreation, and Conservation, Kathy O'Connor, who you'll hear from in a little bit, the Commissioner of the Department of Public Works and Transportation, Hugh Grecian, the first Deputy Commissioner of Parks, Recreation, and Conservation, Peter Tartaglia, who will also be sharing a few words. We have with us two members of the Westchester County Board of Legislators, James Nolan of Yonkers and Tyree Woodson Samuels of Mount Vernon. And we also have the two most important people here, the lifeguards, Emily Salazar and Jalen Sampson, both of whom can fish you out of that pool if necessary. And since I can't swim, I'm very happy to have Emily and Jalen here just in case I slip my way in. We're here today for the first time during the 5.5 years that this administration has functioned to have all 5 of our county public pools open and operative. When we came into office, we had a closed pool at Sprain Ridge, and we had a pool that had been reopened, but we had to close it to reconstruct it, so we lost that pool for a year. We had the Playland pool under a 2-year reconstruction project. And then, of course, this pool a year ago, just as we were filling it up, getting ready to open the season, we found that there was some flaws in it and it could not be opened. We had the spray ground open and the slide, but not the main wave pool. So today, we've given Kathy O'Connor a full complement of county pools, which require the opportunity for us, offers the opportunity for us to help all of our young people, and our adults for that matter, stay cool during the summer that's ahead. We're here in the very beginning of summer and late in the month of June. We have all of July, all of August ahead of us up through Labor Day, where our 5 pools and our 3 beaches, counting Playland, are all operative. And the Playland Beach and the Playland Pool are operated by Standard Amusement, but our county pools, the 4 remaining pools and the 2 beaches are operated by our Parks and Recreation. And let me put a good word in for Emily and for Jalen. We need lifeguards. We have a good complement of them, but we could always use some more. And as you can see, it doesn't matter how tall or short you are, it matters how good you are. And if you can help pull somebody out, then you're doing a service. And Jalen and Emily are doing that for us. This pool complex is one that's very dear to me. When I was a little kid, this is where I would come to go to a public pool. I lived on the other side of the city, but this was the local pool. We'd walk all across Mount Vernon just to dip in the pool. And so I know that there are other kids from all over Mount Vernon, Pelham, from New Rochelle, and now that we have free buses for July, August, and Labor Day weekend, you can come from anywhere and come in and enjoy this pool. So we're very happy that this is where we're headed. Kathy may want to amplify this a little bit more, but this is a $3.3 million project to get this pool open and get it ready for the season. There are several improvements that have been made: a new pool slab, a pool plaster finish, pool grading at the 0 entry, and you're going to explain what all these things are. I'm just reading from a script. But so much of this, along with the ultraviolet disinfection system, are things that gave us the opportunity to upgrade the facility that we had because we needed to repair it in order to open. And I want to highlight, I say this every time we have these major projects, if it was not for the Westchester County Board of Legislators in agreement, none of these things would happen. So we might propose certain actions, but Tyree, James, and their 15 colleagues also agree and share in this moment. We want to acknowledge Kathy and Peter and William Bland from the Parks, Recreation, and Conservation team for all the work they've done in here. The projects team also includes Dave DeLucia and Joe Maccarello, who deserve recognition for their contributions. And as I often said, those of us who serve in elective office get more credit than we deserve for the work that people who are professional do. And when the kids are splashing around out here and Emily and Jalen are keeping an eye on them, they don't know who did what. All they know is there's a public pool they can enjoy. And of course, for those kids, and particularly kids like me growing up, working class family, poor family, this is an important way to get through the summertime. So next up, Kathy O'Connor, our Commissioner of Parks, Recreation, and Conservation, will share some of her thoughts. Kathy, all your pools are back.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you, County Executive Latimer. Before I say anything else, I wanted to certainly say, working with this administration, headed by George Latimer and Deputy County Executive Ken Jenkins, and also working with the Board of Legislators. We could not have gotten this done as quickly and as well as we had it done. Right on cue. Those are the waves. Every 10 to 15 minutes, that buzzer goes off and the waves begin. But this was a tremendous effort put together by the Parks Department, General Maintenance, DPW&T, and of course all the corporations and contractors that we work with. Peter Tartaglia will address that very specifically. But I, as the commissioner of the department, I want to certainly say thank you to our staff that has now worked basically around the clock to get all our pools up and running. Our pools are open from 11 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. every day, other than Croton Point Park Beach is open Wednesday through Sunday, also 11 a.m. through 6:30 p.m. County Executive mentioned the lifeguards. We talk about it a lot. I can do a lot of things. I cannot be a lifeguard. The lifeguards are our mainstay. Last year, with all that was going on, we had over 300,000 patrons come to the beaches and pools. Those are real numbers because we do sell tickets without an incident, without a serious calamity, and without an argument or et cetera. So, and we really tip our hats to the lifeguards, to the young people that collect the tickets, to the parking people. A lot of them are 16, 17 years old. These are their first jobs. We actually are able to hire 15-year-olds for lifeguards. That's the only 15 that we can do for lifeguards, but that was because it's so difficult to get them. We hire 180 lifeguards for the summer. We're shy of that, but we're getting there. So if anybody is still interested, please contact our department. But I also wanted to just take a minute and thank our superintendent, Ms. Janae Davis, who's here. Excuse me, Janae. Willie Thomas is our park foreman. Curtis Thigpen is one of our wonderful laborers that are working here, and all the people that have really contributed to getting this pool up and running. This is the first time in a long time that we didn't have 90 degrees on opening day. But as you can see, there's some mothers and children in the pool no matter what. But we're really looking forward to a great season. We thank everybody. As I said, Peter will acknowledge the contractors that have put this together. But it really was a team effort by all the people that work within the department, working with the county executive, working with the Board of Legislators, and we got it done. It also helped that it didn't snow at all this past winter, so thank goodness for that. But we're very excited. We look forward to a wonderful summer and a safe summer, certainly with our two lifeguards as they're standing right here. So thank you very much. Appreciate it, and come on out to all our pools and beaches. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. And before I ask Peter Tartaglia, who's first deputy of the department, if you've been following at all the things that we've been announcing, we were able to announce the first cricket pitch in Westchester County at our Croton Point Park. And the very next day, we showed a brand new beach house, a bathhouse that's been created at that location. We have our Bicycle Sundays going on through the month of May and June, and now going into July before we take an August break. We have big doings going on the Monday night before Independence Day, July 3rd at Kensico Dam Plaza with a big extravaganza. We announced that at the County Center we have a Freedom Concert coming up on Friday, July 21st. Our 6 golf courses are rolling. Our 6 nature centers are rolling. We've seen improvement on our North County Trailway and our South County Trailway. The saving of the Miller House, the Washington headquarters in North Castle. In location after location after location, we put time, energy, money, and love into the recreation programs of this county. And these are decisions that were made years ago to build a county center, to take an abandoned rail line and turn it into a biking and walking path. All these decisions that have been made, it falls to us during this tenure to be stewards of this, to fix the things, to make sure that they work. And even when we go before the Board of the Legislators with a capital set of projects, we wind up having surprises like we found out last year when this pool couldn't be open for the year. And so we try to be flexible. This is why we try to have reserve money available so we can fix things and make sure they get back online as soon as possible. Peter Tartaglia is right there with Kathy every step of the way. He's been involved in all of these projects and more. I'd like him to share a few thoughts now. Our first Deputy Commissioner of Parks, Recreation, and Conservation.
Thank you, George. Thank you, George. Thank you, everybody. I think the example here is that the county executive has set the tone of working with the Board of Legislators, and that's set the tone for us to work with our fellow departments and contractors to get everything done. We had our first meeting, our first official meeting on this pool between the holidays on December 29th. That was less than 6 months ago, and it's opening. That is rare in any capital project, probably in anywhere of this magnitude. So there's a lot of people to thank, and usually we don't have notes, but there's a lot of people that I want to mention, starting with the partnership that we have with our other fellow departments. Parks and the Department of Public Works and Transportation, Kathy and I work very closely with this crew. It's seamless. That's led by Commissioner Hugh Grecian and First Deputy Commissioner Gail Katzman. But we had a power team here who really was great on the ground, led by Nadia Savage, Neralisa Batista, and Susie Gabor. I can't thank you enough for keeping us all on track. They also got to know our staff here, which is the best staff. I mean, we have the best staff at our parks. They want to learn. They want to know this pool. They want to know how to troubleshoot it, when things come up. So thank you for that. In our Parks Department, we mentioned a lot of people. Our director, Joe Simoncini of Parks, as well as Ron Anderson, our assistant director, and our fellow deputy commissioner, Neil Squilanti, who helps us get the stuff we need to get this done. Thank you to everybody. The people on the ground here, Joe Macarello, you've been invaluable to the process in helping us get what we need, and keeping me informed in English so I know what's going on, because I'm not an engineer. Franco Fiore, Russ Argrilla, and Tim Cotaspoti, who recently retired, not because of this, just because he retired. They were here from our general maintenance, and it all worked together. Everybody became a family. We've mentioned Janae Curtis, Willie, and the entire team here. But we also had a great design team here. D&B engineers, design and construction managers, Olga Mubarak, Andrew Grundy, who is here, and we've got him working on something else already. In one of our pools, he's a great guy. Matt Thorgerson and Joe Fiorellasio, I think I pronounced it correct. Mainline Pools came in. The guy came from Pennsylvania, and he just left, Michael Grimes. And then Icon, there's two people, Keith Ackerson, who's the owner, but there's one gentleman who made sure that this got done. And that he cares about the project just by the conversations you have with him. He's the project manager here, Tony Monaco. You got it done, Tony. Thank you so much. You really did, with everybody. And I think everybody's become a family over this one. This is such a good example of how we all work together. So thank you. I won't take any more time other than say this is a great day for Westchester County. This is a great day for the people who live closest here in Mount Vernon and Pelham. So thank you so much. Thank you, Ken.
This is Peter Tartaglia, our first Deputy Commissioner of Parks, Recreation, and Conservation. And I want to join in the shout-out for Hugh Grecian and his DPWT team. Hugh is the commissioner of that department, Public Works and Transportation together. Some of the principles were just announced a second ago by Pete. But this shows the interaction of the different departments of county government, that they're not silos, that when we want to accomplish something, we need that joint cooperation across dotted lines. We also benefit from our Department of Public Safety, that they provide the policing work, the park ranger program, and then the officers that are available to give us the security we need as well, and all of these things. We thank them for that, and that all fits in together as part of this process. I want to recognize that we have Aviva Meyer with us from our executive team. We also have our Crackerjack Communications team, Carolyn Fortino, Joe Scamato, Anthony Fessiano, John Borst, and today's birthday girl, Catherine Chaffee, celebrating her 39th day. I think that's her birthday. That's how she looks to me, so that's what we're celebrating. And it's very important to understand that every time we communicate these things so that you know what's available, it's the communications team that helps get that message across. So I'd like to next ask our Deputy County Executive, Ken Jenkins, to share some of his thoughts.
Well, thanks, George. And this is certainly a wonderful opportunity for us. Just as George, County Executive Latimer, talks about his Mount Vernon roots. I didn't start in Mount Vernon, I started in the Bronx, but I did end up in Mount Vernon 3 blocks up from here on Magnolia Avenue. So I spent a bit of time here in the particular pool as well, and we're going to keep having the waves behind us. This is another one of those examples that shows the leadership of the entire team, and County Executive Latimer talks about this all the time, about sharing the credit for all the things that happen. But it's because of all of us working together and making sure that make those investments across the board. It is the first time that all of our aquatic facilities are available, whether it's a beach or whether it's a pool. And that is a testament to all of the great work, whether it's from the Parks Department, making sure programmatic things happen, DPWT with Commissioner Grecian and all of those folks working together, but most of all for the people here in the city of Mount Vernon and all the folks and all the people that love the wave pool. It is one of the most attended pools in the county system, and we're looking forward to that continuing on. Again, it's a great opportunity for everyone pulling together and doing exactly what always happens here in Westchester County. It's results, not rhetoric. It's the things that happen each and every day. We don't worry about how to work through it together. We make it happen together, and that's because of everyone working together with kind of leadership of our friend and leader, the County Executive, George Latimer. Thanks again.
Thank you. We've been joined by Westchester County Legislator David Tubiolo, who represents a section of Yonkers and also a portion of Mount Vernon. So we have David, Tyree, and James all together with us here on behalf of the Board of Legislators. Again, I repeat, thank you all for your support for these projects. They're very important. Let me just close by saying that this is an opportunity for us to enjoy what has actually been accomplished here by this team of people. I have no experience in construction or engineering. I'm not a parks professional. All I know is the value of a pool. I know what the value of a pool is to little kids and to teenagers and to adults. And the wisdom to create this as a public pool was made long before I became county executive. If there's any wisdom that all of us share together is understanding the value of these assets, and that there is a role for government to provide certain types of assets. If you have personal resources and you can join a country club or a beach club and golf in a private setting and go to a beach pool in a private setting, you can do that in this country. But if you live in this country as an individual, citizen, resident, you also have the opportunity to go to a pool, to go to a golf course, to walk through the woods. And it's not a matter of how much you make. And I think what we're proving every day in our own way, whatever people in the city think about the suburbs, that we can, in the final analysis, work together. We have disagreements between the parties. We have disagreements between different branches of government. We have differences between people who otherwise have the same goal, but just have different ways of getting to it. But we can work through those differences, and we can fix things that are broken, and we can provide benefit to everyday people. It doesn't have to be a culture war. It doesn't have to be an information war. It can simply be people who work through ideas that they have and accomplish good things. Opening this pool today, this wave pool today, this is a good thing. And the credit goes to everybody that's involved, right down to Emily and Jalen in the work that they do. So I thank you for being here. If anybody brought their swimsuits, be my guest. I still have to learn how to swim, but hopefully I'll be out of office in a couple of years. I'll have time to learn. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Come on down to Wilson Woods Pool or any of our pools and have a great summer with Westchester County. Thank you.